So, with that said, let's invoke our mentors. Let's invoke our spiritual guides that we meet in the Sophia Code book. And if you are new to the Sophia Code teachings, just be curious and open to what these beautiful divine feminine mentors may be ready to offer you today in your journey of healing and empowerment. We always begin by imagining a circle of light around our individual bodies. And you may be surprised by the color of light that appears. This circle of light will appear between 3 to 6 feet outside of your body. For example, today I'm visualizing a circle of light and it instantly appeared as the color pink. And that is because I am really focused on self love and self compassion today as I step into a space of service. But whatever color of light appears for you is perfect for you today. And around that circle of light, we invoke a circle of friends. We invoke what's called the circle of empowerment. And in the 8 directions, we welcome 8 divine feminine key codes that are here to support you in your healing journey from whatever trauma that has brought you into this space to be present with. And we're going to talk a lot about presence today and how presence is everything. And we can run as hard as we possibly can from presence, but presence will always be waiting for you to come home back to it, back to your true purpose, which is to be deeply present with your own heart throughout every chapter and moment of this journey. And so in the North, we always invite and invoke White Buffalo Woman. She's a spiritual guide from North America that is indigenous to the Plains people here in our country. And she brought the sacred Chanupa, the sacred peace pipe, to the people. And she returns through the white buffalo in this generation. And her voice returns as well through the Sophia Code. And she has a lot of medicine for divine feminine empowerment and healing, especially around the sacred boundaries of the divine feminine, your own body, and learning how to respect yourself and command that respect from others by respecting yourself first. And so as you welcome White Buffalo Women in the North, you may feel the presence of perhaps a low rumbling of lightning or the amazing thunder clouds that attend her and the white buffalo herd that comes standing with her on your behalf. They are taking a stand for your empowerment, their hooves planted firmly into the ground in the north. You may feel the presence of white buffalo bringing a sense of greater strength and faith into your heart and your body today. No matter what you are feeling, she is standing with you. In the Northeast, we welcome always the Egyptian ascended master goddess Isis, winged Isis. Isis was renowned as a high priestess in Egypt for her ability to free others from black magic spells, to help women and men heal from abuse and rape, and to initiate spiritual seekers into their power, into their direct relationship with the source, and into public ministry and leadership. I've called upon Isis for exorcisms when in previous times when I did private sessions. Like, Isis is a serious Maha spiritual guide for facing the darkness of perpetrators, dark agendas, those who would seek to steal or harm you in any way. You can always call upon Isis as well as a fierce protector. She also mentors you in how to stand up for yourself, how to open your voice and your heart to your truth, and how to speak it plainly and firmly. She was mentored by Hathor, who always stands with us in the East. And so we welcome in the presence of the Egyptian Ascended Master and Goddess Hathor, who stands with us in the East, whose her radiant presence, she lived during a golden age here on the planet, hundreds of thousands of years ago, at a time when women and the divine feminine and oracular arts were honored and even considered normal. her creative genius inspired a global movement of enlightenment. And so when we invoke Hathor, just stand with us in the East, what we're saying is, I need a mirror to remember that there is life beyond surviving what I've survived, and that these perpetrators or the abusers or the great losses, because death can be a trauma, any kind of trauma can debilitate us in such a way that it can steal our relationship with life. And so when we come into the presence with Hathor in the East, what we're remembering is no one can steal your relationship with life away from you. You can always embark upon the healing journey that restores your relationship with life, that restores your relationship with the goodness of life. Most importantly, with the untouched goodness, the creative genius within yourself that comes from your soul, that comes from your higher self, that comes from your connection with God, that we've all been blessed with equally, as declared by the Sophia Code in chapter 2. We've all been blessed with the divine genome of our soul. In the Southeast, we always invoke Green Tara. She's from the Tibetan Buddhist lineage, but she first appeared in India. So her teachings have traveled across all of Asia in previous golden ages. And so Tara is extremely powerful. Another very powerful protector and guide when we have suffered a great deal and we are seeking to rise above that suffering. But she teaches us the daily walk of being present with that suffering and not skipping the steps that are required to truly transmute that suffering. Her order of Dakinis are keepers of the teachings of enlightenment, and they also are protectors who protect us from ourselves. This is one of the reasons why I love Green Tara's Kiko 3 lineage so much in the Sophia Code, is because what you will often find in your journey as a survivor, or what you will often witness as an ally to the survivor or survivors in your life, being a survivor means that you are walking a journey of learning how to no longer punish yourself for that which you survived. Let that land within your body. When horrifying things happen to us and we have no control over those things occurring to us, there is a part of our consciousness that can fracture and punish ourselves for not being able to stop acts of physical abuse, trauma, or great losses that harm our life and our relationship with life. So when we invoke Green Tara, the first part that she helps us with is moving from victimhood to understanding that we are survivors. Once we come into an awareness that that crime happened, or those crimes happened, or the systemic torture happened, then Green Tara, Quan Yin, all of these key code mentors help us shift into identifying, and I survived it. I survived to tell the story, or to even consider that I survived those memories. Or I might not even have fully remembered yet what I survived, but I know it's there deep inside of me. I have lived to even know that it's there. And so Green Tara and Quan Yin help you step into that space of owning your story, owning your memories, and helping you recognize that you survived them, which indicates what? How strong you are. Now, in the South, we always invoke Mother Mary. And so we welcome the open arms of Mother Mary, because Mother Mary helps us to become a mother to ourselves. Green Tara is standing in that southeastern gate of your circle of empowerment. She's saying, you are worthy. And Mother Mary says, and I am here to mentor you and how to reparent yourself to accept your rightful inheritance, your ability to thrive, not just survive your life. Mother Mary is mentoring you in how to reparent yourself. If you think about all of the days, the experiences, the years of your life that you may not have been parented with love, compassion, kindness, where you were not seen for who you really are. Imagine the great task that is ahead of you to reparent yourself. Mother Mary knows that task intimately. One of her titles in the Sophia Code is I am known as the mother of mothers. She teaches mothers how to mother, which is a sacred act. And there are parts of you that will always need you to be a mother to them. Always. It's not a one and done. It's an always. It's a get to. Just as we would parent a child outside of ourselves with love and care and thoughtfulness, this is how you are being mentored by Mother Mary in the South to parent and mother yourself. In the Southwest, we meet her spiritual daughter, Mary Magdalene, who she mentored and counseled and prepared for Mary Magdalene's relationship and ministry with Ascended Master Jesus. She would be considered our most modern Ascended Master in the cosmology. We're meeting a woman who loved herself, loved her body, loved her sexuality, loved her psychic gifts, loved her ministry, and had a lot of hard feelings about how women were treated in this world. And she became a fierce advocate for women, for the divine feminine, and for all of humanity in her public ministry here on earth. When we stand with Mary Magdalene, we are standing both with all of the inner angels of our being and all of the angelic orders that support our human journey, our very heroic human journey in this lifetime. And so we welcome the presence of Mary Magdalene and all of the archangels and angelic orders, Ascended Master Jesus, Saint Joan of Arc, the entire Order of Magdalena, to stand with you in the Southwest. The Southwest is the direction of the healer and the end of the healing storms. It's the place we turn to when we're ready for the breakdown. That is the breakthrough. It's when we hit the wall of old coping strategies and we say, I surrender. I can't live in this much pain anymore. Show me the way. That's when Mary Magdalene can step in and support you to have faith and to take those action steps that may have felt impossible before. She mentors us in becoming that radiant divine empowerment, the thriving version of ourselves within our human body. In the West, we always invoke Quan Yin, she of 1,000 waters, who came very powerfully into my space as I was preparing for this call today. And I'm welcoming the presence of Quan Yin into your circle of empowerment. Quan Yin is this extraordinary figure and mentor in the Sophia Code who survived great trauma, the murder of her family. She was left for dead and had to spend many years in isolation. And so when you read her story in the Sophia Code, you are being offered an extraordinary mirror of what it looks like to go through the entire arc of victimhood, surviving, going through the process of the spiritual awakening, and being committed to spending as much time, as many years, and as much devotion on the journey of healing thyself, so that then you can move into the ministry of supporting others as a mirror for their own activation and healing. And so when we welcome Quan Yin, she is bringing this spiritual maturity to the table in the West that helps you to be truly honest with yourself about where you're at in your journey. We can often think we are further along in our healing journey than where we're really at because that feels safer, that feels more comfortable. But what that can also create is what's called arrogance, spiritual arrogance, entitlement, blindness to the self, blindness to the coping strategies that are still running the addictions to being right instead of ready to heal. Do you want to be right or do you want to be ready to heal? That's the question that Quan Yin gently asks you over and over again. In the Northwest, we always invoke the holiest of the seraphim, the Sophia dragons, who are impervious to Luciferian agendas. And we welcome in their angelic light to help clear the weight and the darkness that those who have gathered may be feeling today. And so I welcome you to now invoke your higher self and to feel the presence of your higher self now emanating from your body, surrounding your body, above and below you, filling out the circle of empowerment, reaching out to the Ascended Masters, and feeling how your own divine light is your source of healing. It is the divine consciousness that God gave you that is guiding you as your higher self on your heroic human journey through every step of healing and empowerment that you are here to walk in this lifetime. And we welcome the divine feminine Holy Spirit of Sophia to fall fresh upon everyone. And I welcome Sophia's also her purifying flames of the Holy Spirit, that if there are energies that are not yours and you know they're not yours and you need to return them to those who they belong to, whether it's perpetrators or abusers, former relationships, this is a blessed moment to visualize yourself releasing energies that you may be storing in your body and return them back through the source to those who these energies belong to. As you release these energies, trusting that the presence of God is guiding you in all ways in this moment through the power of community prayer, I invite you to visualize a warm campfire inside your heart that glows and crackles and brings your heart warmth, the warmth of self-love, the warmth of self-care, the warmth of your clear, direct connection to the source, which no one can ever take away from you, and that you can always return to again and again as you come into presence with your heart, your body, and your mind, and you attend to your heart as a mother would attend to a child.